Today, I'm gonna show you what's in my tool bag. Not what I think should be in it, but what's actually in it and whether I use it or not. Hey, it's Robyn, and if you're new here, I help women rebuild their homes and themselves one DIY project at a time. And today, we're keeping it real. I'm showing you what's actually in my tool bag, what I use, what I don't, and what I'd recommend if you're just getting started. Because I didn't start with all of this, I built it over time, project by project. So let's get right into it. I am fresh off a client project, which means this tool bag was unloaded from my vehicle and dropped into my garage. Let's see what goodies we find. First, and likely the most important, we have all of our PPE, noise canceling headphones, a N95 dust mask, and because I wear glasses, prescription safety glasses. If you've worked on a site with me, you know I am a big encourager of PPE. It's like a real fashion statement. One of the first things I do when I start a project is tie my hair back. We don't need any of that getting stuck in any tools. Next up, we have the rubber mallet. So many things that you can use this rubber mallet for. I just got off a tile job, so I used it to get out some pesky spacers that were stuck. If you look closely at the end, I've used it to seal paint cans. I'll use it for all kinds of things where I need a little extra force. A random piece of wood, you don't need that in your tool bag. Okay, sanding mouse. Highly recommend. So this replaces those sanding blocks you buy in every specific grit, because what you can do here is buy the orbital sandpaper. So the same sandpaper that goes on your orbital sander, and you can actually Velcro it right on to the sanding mouse. I love that because it saves on buying multiple things. You buy the sanding block once, you buy the sanding pads for both the sanding mouse and your orbital sander. Usually I got an 80, 220, and a 120. I keep those in my tool bag in case I need them. So this is all coming out of the main compartment of my tool bag. You'll see I have a big compartment inside. It also has little pockets on the inside, and then the outside has pockets all around. If you know me, you know that every single thing has its own place, and I will know when it's not put back in the same pocket. I don't specifically recommend this tool bag, just get any tool bag that works for you. So in the main compartment, I have my cordless drill and my cordless driver. This was a hand-me-down, this was gifted. They are both the same brand because then I can have the same battery packs. Use this for drilling pocket holes into wood if I'm making cabinets, into the wall if I need to use drywall anchors. Use this for driving screws into studs or things like that. Also has a very nice magnetic spot here that will hold your screws. I like that. Next up, we have two squares. So we have this one, which I refer to as my carpenter speed square, and this one is a combo square. So I mostly use a carpenter speed square for checking 90. If I'm making a cabinet, I'll set it on the inside so that I can check and make sure that the angle is 90. You can also use it for marking and drawing a straight line down any type of wood. The combo square I can use also for checking 90 here. I can use it for checking 45 here. I can also use it for checking plumb, because as you see, it has a little level here. I can put it up against a wall or even a cabinet that I've built and check and make sure it's nice and plumb. I can also use it for measuring depth. So you can take this part moves here, and you can come down like this, set it right on top of this board, tighten her up, check measure, you know it's 3/4 of an inch. Both are very handy with the type of builds that I do. Next up, to go with the drill and driver, I have my bit case, all kinds of different bits as needed. Oh, we're starting to get to the good stuff. Okay, and because I do tiling work, I have a couple tile tools. So this is a tile file. It has a flat edge and a rounded edge. I mostly use it for sanding down the tiles after I cut them if there's a spot that's a little uneven, I'll use this. This is a flooring cutter, but what I used it for was to help me score Durarock prior to putting up tile. I carry a couple different tapes. I have electrical tape. Disclaimer, I don't do any electrical work, but I do have electrical tape. Painter's tape, I go through a lot of this, whether it's taping things off to protect walls, taping out designs, marking paint cans, making notes to myself, that kind of thing. Oh, and we can't forget the tape measurer. I like a very specific tape measure. I will only use the tape measures that have the fraction numbers written down. Don't judge. It's much easier on my brain. That's the way I like it. I will not use anything else, and I highly recommend. I actually forgot my go-to tape measure when I was headed to my client, so I had to stop and pick this one up, and it was super cheap. I want to say it was only like less than $10, maybe even $5. Go out and get a tape measure with the markings. Your brain will like you. And just remember, while we're going through this, you do not need all of this to start. I didn't go out and buy everything at once. I built this collection project by project. So if you're feeling like this is a lot, if it feels overwhelming, just take what you need for the project you're working on and start there. If this is helpful so far, hit that subscribe button. I share real DIY projects and walk you through exactly how to do them. We're getting down to the random bits and bobs on the inside. Ooh, I forgot these were in here. We got some more bits, Countersunk Bits, a headlamp, which I sniped from my husband's promo bucket. It needs new batteries, but I do not carry work lamps typically unless I know that I absolutely need them. So the headlamp comes in handy if I'm in dark corners or anything where I just need a little bit of extra brightness. I can pop this on my head. It's a great look. Turn it on and get the light I need. Get the job done. Now, what do we have here? Bevelled faucet washer. I don't do plumbing, so my guess is I was problem solving and used these as some type of washer for some type of woodworking piece. I don't remember, but I got extras if you need some. Lip chap. Ooh, this looks questionable, so we're just gonna throw that in the garbage. Oh, my angle finder. This is great to make a tricky cut. You can use this to find all kinds of different angles. I like it. Oh, we got another set of earplugs, ones that don't go over the head and just pop right in. All right, that concludes the inside of my tool bag. Now let's do the outside pockets. Oh, I'm gonna have fun making sure all the stuff gets back in the right pocket. I carry the two, what I would say are the most common screwdrivers, and I will say them in the very professional names: the star screwdriver and the flathead screwdriver. Don't come for me because I'm not saying the professional names. Robertson and Phillips, what? Everybody knows what a star shape is and a flathead is. Don't be embarrassed if you're still calling them that, because I'm not. You can still get the work done if you're calling them stars and flatheads and squares. Okay, two types of pliers. Needle nose pliers, you know, to get in tight spaces. I use this to pull out some of my spacers out of the grout joints that I was working on the tile job last. These are like some kind of plier cutter. I use both of these when I'm pulling nails out. I like this one to, if the nail is sticking out, then I get it nice and low and I gently squeeze and then just torque it like that. Two knives, both suck. Need to get new ones. Or just change the blade in the one. On this one side, we got all the fillers. Walnut, natural, dry decks, and we have more walnut filler. So dry decks is what I would use on drywall. Could also be used on anything that you're going to paint over. All these three I would use on a woodworking project. So these two obviously are gonna go on a walnut wood, and this one is gonna go on a more natural wood. I used this one on the slat wall with floating nightstands that I did for a client, and I used these two on that gorgeous walnut slat wall with the hidden door. Now, on the end pocket, I have a putty knife. This is how I fill those said nail holes. And I have a chisel. I use the chisel and the mallet, knock, 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 if I am removing baseboards or any kind of trim work. This I will also use to help me remove any caulking. Okay, in this pocket we have some random size of drill bits. I do have a case with all different size of drill bits, but that does not live in my tool bag. Then in the pocket beside those, we have nail punches. Oh, which reminds me another use of the mallet. So I have different size of nail punches. So these I use if I am doing, say, a slat wall and I'm using a nail gun and the nail head doesn't go all the way in. You take the head of the punch, you line it up with the head of the nail, and you punch it in to the required depth. Okay, we're getting down to the end. We got the middle is empty. Both ends are empty. This side is empty. Now we're gonna do this side. A small level that has lived in my tool bag since the very beginning and is I don't recommend it. I use a laser level when I'm tiling, and I have a 4-foot level that I'll typically use. There are much better options, and I do need to upgrade this one and just throw it in the garbage because half the time it's not even right. We're just gonna, we don't need that. Okay, there's a theme with this side. Stud finder. This stud finder is also it's just one of the standard ones that goes beep, beep, beep when you find a stud, but there's so much better technology nowadays. Actually, my husband did get me a new one because I was complaining about this one, and it's been sitting in the box since I got it. So I think we need to do what I did with that level. We need to, I don't want to throw that, so let's set it down. And we need to add this one in. So this is the Franklin Sensors Pro Sensor. So it has lights that light up when you move it across the wall. I cannot speak to how it works because I just opened it, so I don't have any experience, but had good reviews, and I need to add that to my tool bag stat. Oh no, doesn't fit in the same pocket. Okay, and my very last pocket has a few random things inside it. Pencils, markers, eraser. Typically I like to keep this pocket loaded up because what I do is hair's in a pony, pencil is in the pony, and then I come home at the end of the day and I usually accumulate a bunch of pencils on my vanity when I'm getting changed at the end of the day. Marker I use a lot when I'm tiling, but for the most part I use pencil when I'm woodworking or doing any kind of slat walls. Then I have this from grade school, geometry. What is this called? Protractor? I actually use it for scribing. This random piece of wood that I dropped out of my bag is a good example. So say we have a wall here, we have a piece of wood, and let's say that the wall is not square because, spoiler, they never are. I will use this to scribe my line. I basically set this on here, scribe it along the edge, then I know where to make my cut. And last but not least, the newest tool that I've purchased for my tool bag is this Caulk Aid, it is called. I have no problems working with acrylic caulking. It is silicone that gives me the hardest time, so I thought I would try this. It worked out phenomenally. I will keep this in my bag. It has multi-uses actually, so this is the part that I use to smooth out the silicone caulking. But actually, if you're removing caulking, you just fold this down and you can scrape out the old caulking. This also is good for scraping out the old caulking. It has a flat edge here, and then like a pointy edge. So you can run this along, and then in here, right inside that handle there, it has a tool to cut the caulking tube. So I highly recommend this. It would work for acrylic caulking, but I just prefer to use a wet finger. That's how I've always done it, and it works just fine. But silicone is a PIA to work with, just doesn't have as much open time, so I do like using this. So that's it, that's all. That's what currently lives in my tool bag, and honestly, besides anything that got chucked over the floor, I use the majority of it on any job site. The Countersunk Bits probably don't get used on the job site as much as they get used in my wood shop, but I do just like to keep my bits in my tool bag. Of course, in addition to what's in my tool bag, I have power tools as well. So if that's something that you would like to learn more about, drop a note in the comments below and I can give you a rundown of that. Remember, I didn't go out and buy all of this at once. I built my tool collection project by project as needed, even with some hand-me-downs, and that is how I'd recommend you do it too. But if you're sitting there thinking, I don't have a single tool and I have no idea where to start, don't worry. I got you. I have put together a list of 10 tools I recommend for every beginner. Just comment toolkit below and I'll send you the link. If this video was helpful, please subscribe and hit that like button. And remember, you don't need every tool. You just need the right tools for the project you're working on. See you in the next one. Wonder how long it's gonna take me to get this all back in the bag. Time starts now. That's it. Oh, that's all.